Let's debunk this globe, shall we? So we've got the sun here, okay, heliocentric. And here we have the Earth over here, 93 million, 93 million miles away from the sun. Let's have a laugh at that. And supposedly, see this tilt of 23.5 degrees? This tilt is what supposedly causes the seasons. So here in Australia, we're having summer here because the tilt is closer to the sun, which is 93 million miles away. And so this differential here, so supposedly, well, not supposedly, but, well, yeah. I'll go back to supposedly, excuse me. The Earth's diameter is about 12,000 miles, right?
Yes.
So this tilt, would you say the differential would be about 1,000 miles? Let's be generous, 2,000 miles, okay? So here in Australia, so over here in England, that's winter, and this is summer because the differential's about 2,000 miles, considering that we're 93 million miles away from the sun. What a bunch
just
of
that little bit makes a huge difference.
Oh yes, the globalists will insist. What a bunch of hocus pocus, bogus pseudo science, if ever there was. Now, over here is Polaris, isn't it? Of course, it has to be, because the North Pole is always pointing to Polaris. Well, it is. And so, let's take a journey 180 degrees, 180 days, and let's orbit at 67,000 miles an hour. Oh my God. We have to go back to kindergarten now, Patricia. Bear with me. You want to go back to kindergarten with me?
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, kindergarten children. Now we're over here, and oh, good old Polaris has done 186,000 million miles. 93 plus 93 is 186 million miles, of course, yeah? 0.00000. So we've now done 186 million miles, and good old Polaris has joined us over here. And of course, you look at all the other stars. Of course, astronomers will tell you that constellations, let's pick a constellation of Aries, me being Aryan. Some of the stars are supposedly millions and millions of miles closer than some of the other stars in the same constellation. So let's say Sheraton in Aries, the head of the ram, is about, I don't know the exact figures, but let's say it's a couple of million light years closer to the Earth than Hamel, which is another chief star in Aries, right? Well, isn't it funny that we spin at we rotate at 1,000 miles an hour and orbit at 67,000 miles an hour, and we don't see any relative change in the patterns of the constellations? They stay the same? That would be because they're only about 3,000 or 4,000 miles above our head.
Right, and we're not moving, so...
And we are not. Absolutely not moving. But this is only for the intelligent ones. Back to kindergarten. So, here we have Sol Invictus, the sun, Mr. Helios. And of course, all of this is moving at 550 million miles an hour as we are in the outer branch of the Milky Way galaxy, and it's spinning around at 550 million miles, whilst we are orbiting at 67,000 miles an hour. So I'll put that here.
Overwhelming numbers when you think about it. It sounds so random, but all of these numbers they've done the math. It all works with the system that they've created to fool us with. That's the sad part. We can't catch them out there.
because they have to bamboozle the half-cocked, half-witted experts with equations that no one can understand and never will. These are absolutely service to self demonic teachings, which I will debunk if I have to on my own. And I don't care what scars and war scars that I incur. There we have 67. You see, I can't even register these figures in my mind because they're so preposterous and so ludicrous. Now, so what happens is Polaris is still, over here, is still directly above the North Pole. Now, how does that possibly happen after you've travelled 186 million miles? Besides, on top of that, you have to factor in the 550 million miles in 1 hour that we have displaced ourselves from that point to this point. How can that possibly be? Now here's another thing, Patricia. You'll love this one, because I love this one. If the Earth rotates 24 hours exactly every day, and here we are over here, I'm in Australia, and someone up here in Japan is facing the sun directly, yeah? Daylight. Definitely. This is daylight here. These guys over here, they are facing the night, yeah? So you're over in America over here, you're in the night time over here, okay? Now, so we're rotating 24 hours every day, and we do 180 of these as we go 180 degrees in our orbit. We come over to here. Now, here's Japan, and here's me, little old me, upside down, of course. I'm upside down in Australia. Now, I have journeyed 180 days, have I not? Now, over here, I'm facing the sun, it's daylight. Over here, I'm in the dark, but it's still 12 p.m. It's supposed to be midday, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. You can't. The way they've tricked us is that they talk about tropical day and sidereal day. See, supposedly a sidereal day is 23 hours and 56 minutes. Very clever, these criminals. They're very, very clever, because what that suggests then is that every rotation in relation to the stars, sidereal that is, every rotation we do actually lines the Earth up so that it's 1 degree let's call it retarded, and so that it will always face. So they argue that what'll happen is I'll be here in Australia, and Japan will be here, and we'll still be facing the sun, and it will still be 12 midday at the meridian here, and we'll still be facing the sun. Rest assured, when you do your calculations correctly, this is totally preposterous. And so, if we, at midday over here, on this side of the sun, in summer, are facing the sun, well then at midday, in winter, 180 degrees opposite, we should be facing the darkness. And there's no other way to look at it at all. Absolutely no other way to look at it at all. And so, those are a couple of things. Let's see what else.